Welcome back. Tensions between America and Iran continue to mount. Recently, the U.S. Embassy released a security alert for traveling Americans from Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean region. Despite the growing concerns that St. Lucia's main economic driver may be affected by increased global tensions, Minister for Tourism Dominic Fedee says he remains optimistic that the island stands ready to handle any drawbacks that may occur as a result of the U.S.-Iran conflict.
Travel has shown that whenever there's a war somewhere, that we're resilient, that we bounce back pretty quickly. We came back from 9/11. That was a serious catastrophe. We came back from SARS. We came back from the financial crisis. So there'll always be vulnerabilities, and there'll always be external issues that may affect the internal situation. But what you've got to do is be optimistic and hope for the best. I have absolutely no control in terms of the geopolitical situation. All I've got to do is be optimistic, do our job, and keep focused on ensuring that we give ourselves the best chance to withstand any external shocks that may come.
When pressed on the perceived lack of concern over the matter, Fedee says the main focus will remain on building resilience.
No, I'm not concerned. I'm optimistic that we're going to fight hard to make sure that we withstand any external vulnerabilities that may come as a result of issues that we don't have control over.
The U.S. Embassy Bridgetown alert advised Americans abroad to keep a low profile, be aware of their surroundings, stay alert in locations frequented by tourists, and have travel documents up to date and easily accessible. In other news, the mystique of St. Lucia beckoned more than 400,000 stay-over visitors to her shores in 2019. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fedee applauds the efforts of hardworking individuals within the tourism and hospitality sector and says the accolades and record-breaking figures by St. Lucia are true testament of their dedication and service.
St. Lucia's beauty and travel experience has captured her many awards and accolades. As of 2020, the island has been nominated for Caribbean Leading Cruise Destination 2020, Caribbean Leading Destination 2020, Caribbean Honeymoon Destination 2020, and Caribbean Luxury Island Destination 2020. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fedee says the island's record-breaking tourism figures in 2019 projects a powerful path of continued growth in tourism for St. Lucia.
St. Lucia has had a most exceptional year in 2019. We've had our preliminary report, which has come in, and it suggests that we have broken a record for the first time in the history of recording tourism statistics in our country. We have recorded over 400,000 stay-over arrivals. So coming in at about 422,600 plus visitors, it means that this would have been the best year that we've had in the history of recording St. Lucia statistics. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all the outstanding industry workers, all the many thousands of them in the private sector and in the public sector, all of the people who have toiled assiduously to ensure that St. Lucia remains at the top of the tourism destinations in the Caribbean.
Furthermore, Fedee notes despite the tumultuous disruption in airlift services operating out of St. Lucia, he remains optimistic that new partnerships will be forged with reliable airline carriers.
On the airlift side, we expect more encouraging news this year. Especially in the UK market, we are expecting additional seats to compensate for the loss of Virgin Atlantic, which is expected to come to an end in June. I have absolutely no worry at all that we will not be in a position to compensate for the capacity losses that Virgin would have brought about. So I think that we clearly have seen a tremendous increase in the amount of seats coming from the U.S. market. Just recently, we were privileged to have announced the new American Airlines flight coming from Chicago. and that flight is doing very, very well.
The area of improved statistical information was a point of note for Minister Fady. He says the Tourism Satellite Account project is being driven by the capable hands of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Donaldin Vite, and Deputy Permanent Secretary, Suzette Jean.
Working very feverishly with the Department of Statistics, and together we are ensuring that we will have the first tourism satellite account report by the year 2020, which is in 2 months, March 31st, we're going to have that report ready. It means, therefore, that when this report is completed and published, we will be able to see how much of a great contribution tourism is making to the underbelly of our economy. So we will see, for example, the amount of purchases they do from local farmers, the amount of purchases they do from local distributors, utility consumption, the amount of jobs, the amount of salaries, tourism contribution to taxes, and all the various sectors that tourism would impact indirectly. And we would be able as well to derive from and deduce the induced contribution of tourism to the wider economy of St. Lucia.
The tourism minister says the Tourism Satellite Account project will allow for proper policy to be put in place to bring about additional growth in the tourism sector. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Starting off the school term on the right foot, District 1 schools participated in a fun walk. The excited faces of hundreds of participants made their way through a guided route from the Dame Paulette Louise Primary School on Friday morning. Shaka Wooding reports.
This morning, our camera crew set out to the Dame Paulette Primary School, where students of District 1 schools have gathered for the commencement of the District 1 Fun Walk. Under the theme, Health is Wealth, the kids are ready to set out on their route to the Corinth Secondary School for a day full of fun and exercise.
Okay, well, Dame Paulette is just a starting point for the district. It's all about a healthy beginning for the year 2020, and we wanted to start off with a bang because second term is normally our sports term, our athletic meets term, and we wanted to start off with a fun walk where our students realize the importance of health, exercise, and athletics. And our sports coordinator here, who has done an amazing job in the district, getting our students all infused and getting them ready for the athletic meets coming up for this term. So this is just the beginning of great things for this term 2, because District 1 plans to give its best to retain its first place in all the district athletic meets.
Sporting activities are very important for the holistic development of children. Academics is not all, and school shouldn't be just focused on building students academically. But it should be about the holistic development of the child. And sporting activities such as this, such as the athletic meets that we have annually, the football competitions, the cricket competitions, these are all very important in developing all our children.
Now the kids have made it through the walk and they are definitely having the time of their lives, cooling down and having some fun with Soca Fit 758. The children are having some dances and they have definitely started off 2020 on the right foot. Now, maybe we might be joining the fun, but see you guys on the news tonight. For 7 TV, I am Jacka Wooding.
The Ministry of Agriculture has welcomed a project which is expected to bring significant value to the island's fish processing chain. The Ministry of Agriculture's Amanda Faye Clark tells us more.
The St. Lucia Fish Marketing Corporation has a new face and a new name, Lucian Blue Ocean Seafoods. The development, which has been supported by the government of St. Lucia, will see the partnership between the Ministry of Agriculture and the entity provide the storage and sale of fish and other seafood, and also a delicatessen. Acting Minister of Agriculture Honorable Fortuna Belrose credits the supportive policies and investment opportunities provided by her government in enabling citizens to participate in our nation's development. For the young, ambitious local entrepreneurs, which make up the Lucian Blue Ocean Seafoods brand, the opportunity to partner on breathing new life into the 34-year-old facility is seen as their contribution to the overall development of the fisheries sector.
My government is cognizant of the many challenges that the company has had to overcome to get to this point. We are continuously working with the team to ensure that they have the necessary support to enable them to achieve their mandate. When we see ambition and drive, we must support it. This business venture falls within my government's policy to ensure food security through transformation of the sector via innovative, inclusive, and sustainable policies, legislation, and programs. We are building a new St. Lucia, and as such, we must create the environment that reflects our commitment to embrace change in all that we do.
A key aspect of this new thinking is opening new avenues for those who are focused on making a paradigm shift around the fisheries subsector, which, according to Minister Belrose, the infusion of the right approach and business acumen can bring greater value to the work currently being undertaken for the industry. Through the public-private partnership agreement with Lucian Blue Ocean Seafoods, it is anticipated that the facility will achieve the revised mandate.
We recognize that the modus operandi in the private sector is totally different to that of the public sector. In the public sector, it's all about meeting the needs of the people and helping those who are not able to help themselves. In the private sector, it's about the return on investment. We believe that this marriage will drive us all to operate at a much higher standard that will redound to the benefit of us all. Ladies and gentlemen, a key aspect of the new arrangement is the fact that local fish must be given priority before imported fish. And so our fishers have nothing to fear once their catch meets the required standards. This means that our fishers must be equipped and understand the importance of standards in delivering service. This will require training and engagement as priority under this new arrangement.
The government of St. Lucia remains committed to supporting and enabling the newly formed Lucian Blue Ocean Seafoods Company, while simultaneously working to ensure a vibrant fisheries subsector. From the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Amanda Faye Clark reporting.
Road rehabilitation works are scheduled to commence along the Fort Nathaniel Causeway in Deriso at the approach to the Vigier Bridge on Monday the 13th of January. The scope of works include construction of concrete pavements, drains, reinstating of Gibeon walls, laying of base material, and a concrete wearing surface. These works are expected to be completed within 30 days. During the execution, motorists are advised to prepare for delays of approximately 30 minutes when traveling through the project site. All commuters are asked to be guided by road signs, which will be placed for their information and guidance, and all users should exercise due diligence in the immediate vicinity of the work sites. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.